Greetings, peoples of the interwebs. Jake here, and it's been a hot minute since I last recorded anything here in the channel, and a lot of that is just because kind of burnt myself out on trying to upload content in a timely manner, and that's kind of why it's been very inconsistent. And I don't know, honestly, it's probably been about a year since I was actually uploading consistently, like on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. But again, me trying to do all that, record a review on a movie or podcast on whatever it is, the topic or topics we were discussing, trying to get those recorded, edited, and uploaded within a week or every 2 weeks. I kind of just got burnt out, and that's the main reason why. And also, I guess part of it too is just a lot here lately, because a lot of the Pacey Pale Roundtable podcasts, for those of you who kept up with it, a lot of it was very based on, based around like kind of what was going on in the media, whether it be like TV shows, movies, music, what have you. And there just wasn't a whole lot. There just hasn't been a whole lot that I really, I don't know, I guess felt. I guess had strong feelings towards, to where I'm kind of like, okay, I feel compelled to express my thoughts on whatever this may be, whether it be a TV show, a movie, or whatever. There's just been a lot of stuff that I've enjoyed a lot, actually. It's just, I don't know, I guess I never just really felt like uploading a review of said thing that I was experiencing. But what I kind of want to plan on doing with this new podcast that I have in mind, that I'm just going to call the Whenever Podcast, where basically I'm just going to record, edit, and upload whenever, hence the name. So that way I can kind of just do it at my leisure. It's probably not going to be always the most topical. That's not really the point that I want to go with. I kind of just want to have it to be a very open format, laid back conversation about literally anything, because as much as I like the Pacey Pale Roundtable podcast, and again being about a lot of things that I do regularly, like again watch movies or TV series, whether it be on a streaming service or whatever, there's also a lot of other things that I enjoy and would like to talk about. And also, like with the rest of the Pacey Pale members, a lot of our schedules are kind of all over the place, and so it's hard for all of us to get together on a consistent basis, which is another reason why there hasn't been a podcast with all four of us in well over a year. So basically, the whole point is this is just, if something strikes my fancy, if I watch like a history documentary or something like that, and just feel like talking about this history documentary, in whatever it was about, whether I liked it, disliked it, or just the subject matter of the documentary, I'll do a podcast about that, or have a guest on to just kind of talk about whatever. Again, whether it be a movie, a recent movie, old movie, or just movies in general, literally whatever comes to mind is basically what we'll talk about. And kind of what I want to go for is have like a rotating like guest hosts. So basically, if someone like a friend or something like that is really passionate about like a book they just read or something, and they just want to talk about this book they read, they can come onto the podcast and talk about that book, and I'll sit there and enjoy their discussion about the book. Or someone really wants to talk about like a movie they just saw or that we both saw, so we can have like a joint discussion on the matter. That's kind of the angle that I'm going for. It's just a pretty open format, just talking about whatever comes to mind, even if like we're talking about a movie for like 10 minutes and then it just kind of we jump into another subject, whatever it may be. Because those are always my favorite conversations, where maybe we start off talking about like a movie we just saw, and then somehow 30 minutes later we're talking about, I don't know, I can't even think of a good example on the spot, but just something completely unrelated to movies. It could be something like, oh, what's your favorite kind of shoe you wear to the gym or something. It just feels like a very natural conversation. It's not really going to have like any like bullet points on topics of discussion. Those are kind of some of my favorite, I guess, format, whether it be podcasts or interviews that I watch. Those are some of my favorites where there's really not again, like a very structured format to the discussion. It's just kind of a very open talking about whatever. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. And again, seeing as how it's called the Whenever Podcast, could be 6 months from now before I actually upload the first episode. Yeah, if that's just something you were interested in, keep up with the channel every now and then. Just whatever. I think you can hit a bell, and the bell will tell you when things are uploaded. Or just, occasionally check in the channel like every month or something. Or every couple weeks. However often or infrequent you wish. There may or may not be new content on the way. And I don't know, I might try to start doing more movie reviews and stuff like that every now and then. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this here little update video, and I'm sure once the actual podcast starts going, you'll hear a bit more about what's been going on in my life, and I guess some of the reasons why I haven't been uploading regularly. But anywho, that wraps up this little video. Hopefully you all have found this interesting and informative in some form or fashion. But until next time, everyone, cheers.